learners.
Ooh.
Here.
You don't have to tell me twice.
There you go.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There you go.
See ya.
See y'all.
Bring me some good luck.
JT's had time to feed birds, sign autographs, and is still right there behind John Garrett neck and neck. And as we bring it into the Bassmaster Studios, I'm at the Dakota Lithium Screen of Knowledge and wanted to break down that incredible glide bait catch that JT Thompkins had just a little bit earlier today. We've got it married up with his live scope unit and his fish catch, and then we're going to go through and show you the full of that graph at the end of the catch. But we obviously know he casted, so to break it down real quick for you guys, the top bar has the depth, or has the feet away from the trolling motor, so 10, 20, 30, 40 feet out, 50 feet out. His glide bait lands in that 40 to 50 foot range, which is where those bass currently are. And they're kind of moving towards the boat because he's pretty stationary, so he starts working the bait to catch up to him, get out in front of him. They start to notice it, and then as he's pulling it, they're in the 8 foot range, about 25 feet away. They really start tracking it hard. And that is when they follow it in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish right there, following it close. And then when it gets about 5, 10 feet from the boat, that's when another group of fish come up and bite it right under the trolling motor. And that is a big time fish catch to start his day. We saw JT Thompkins catch a couple fish on jig, jerk bait, and glide bait yesterday. And so I wanted to show you the close-up, play-by-play, moment by moment of this catch. He's about to hold it up, and then we're going to see the full frame of his graph from this fish catch. But for JT Thompkins, it's a fine line of landing some of these fish and getting them to bite because you're running out of real estate. So as we take it full screen, you can see right here around that 40 feet mark, that is where his bait lands initially above those fish. And the first group of fish that he's targeting is right here. They're going to track it for a little bit, about 15, 20 feet back to the boat. They're going to kind of die off and stop following it. And then this group of fish right on the bottom, if you can barely see them, they're just barely off the bottom, about a couple inches. You're going to see this fish get really, or this group of fish get really intrigued with it. So you see a couple fish actually coming off the bottom right here, interested in it. They join that first group of fish. You see him slowly working that glide, and when you're working a glide bait, you're doing it with your reel handle. You're not moving your rod like you would a jerk bait or a topwater. You're doing quick turns, quarter turns, half turns of the reel, and that is making that glide bait do the erratic action down there. So he's getting those fish interested. They kind of taper off and do not commit, and when he gets about to this mark, about 15 feet away is his bait, just under the surface, about 5 feet under the surface, he starts to get this second group of fish, 3 or 4 fish that start to rise up off the bottom, and they see that glide bait. They obviously saw the fish also coming interested in it. Those fish petered off, and so those other ones came up, and you can see them start to really fire up. I think there might have been 4 or 5, not just 3 fish, bites it right at the boat, and that is how JT Thompkins caught his first fish. So utilizing the technology, we've seen fish chase close to the boat, and normally you run out of real estate and you don't catch those fish. With our technology and forward-facing sonar, what is able to predict that those fish were, hey, they're going to be hot on my bait all the way to the boat. I need to see this cast all the way through Davy Height until it's basically on the surface.
Woo! Right at the boat. Clutch boss in the face. Let's go. That was awesome. Let's go.